Hey, what's going on, guys? Bo back again with another video. Uh, Today we're just gonna be polishing this door. This is a video again from a while ago that I've had that I haven't done anything with because I was debating on whether I was gonna put a voiceover on it or not, or if I was just gonna let it be just a real time watch it. But I think a voiceover would probably be a little more entertaining. I don't have anything in particular I'm gonna talk about. But we're just gonna go and I'm just gonna talk about what's going on here and probably rant and do whatever, and hopefully you guys stick around. So I think this was a GMC Terrain, based off the trim from what I'm looking at and just kind of shape of the door. Maybe an Acadia, but I'm gonna put my money on Terrain. I might be wrong though. It's been a while since I did this car, so but pretty much just went through. Looks like I skimmed it down with 1,500, followed up at 3,000. Might have even done it with 5,000. But basically, went in, sanded it, denibbed it, refined it out, and now we're buffing. And we're rocking the cordless Hercules rotary buffer. I don't know if I've talked about it yet. I plan to do a full review on it, but this tool is freaking badass. I really like it, man. It's got a lot of power, especially for a cordless tool, man. And it doesn't bog down. I know that if you actually put your money into a good rotary polisher, it's not going to bog down. But I mean, for $99 just for the body, because you have to spend another $79 to at least get one battery. I bought two because I want to be able to rotate between my batteries whenever one goes bad. Or not bad, but when one goes dead, I can throw another one in while the other one's charging. I'm sure a good bit of people do that. And battery life, I feel like it's sufficient. I can't give you an exact number. I mean, I've seen it. I've been able to kill that battery in 15 minutes, just going at it. But I've been able to do several jobs off of just one battery. If we're doing some denibs and polishes or even something like this, I don't even think the battery dies while I do this door. So, but in any case, yeah, just knocking it down, using 3M compound, using a Buff and Shine gray Euro wool pad. I really don't even the Euro fiber, Euro wool, all that's typically for orbital, but I gotta say, man, the gray pad for the rotary, it's right at home. I like it. I use it quite a bit. Even lately, I've been using it quite a bit at work. It's just really nice, man. It leaves a really clean cut, and because I have no interface, I can still be very aggressive, and it's wool, so it's gonna cut, and it's really nice. Using 6-inch on a 5-inch plate. You already know how it is. I've enjoyed it. But yeah, I feel like I've gone a couple different directions. But yeah, for the most part, just shaving down the door, just trying to bring back the shine, trying to take out all the sand scratches. You notice I use a headlamp. Biggest reason I like using a headlamp while I polish really just comes down to I got to see what I'm doing. And you'll see there's a fluorescent light. Fluorescent lights, in my opinion, they're good for monitoring texture, and they're good for monitoring grain, right? If there's any sanding grain, from after your sanding steps and your buffing. I think it's good to monitor that. Any sort of movement, any sort of texture, any sort of grain. I think fluorescents are great for that. And I do look into them while I polish, but nowhere as much as I'm looking into my headlamp. And the main thing about my headlamp isn't really the fact that it's a headlamp, but it's that it's a spherical light. And what I mean is it's literally a round light. It is the shape, not a spherical light. It's the circular light. It's the shape of a circle, right? And the reason I use that and a bright one at that, I think this one is like maybe 300 lumens. I think I could be wrong, but I use that because for me, in my opinion, round lights actually show the actual sand scratches. When it comes to those defects, when it comes to your swirl marks, when it comes to your scratches, when it comes to sanding scratches, rids, defects, any of that stuff, when polishing, I feel like round lights are going to show it more than anything. Just by the nature of, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound fancy here. It's just like, if I take a boxy light, like, you ever have those like lights where they're real bright, but they're like a rectangular shape. If I hold that up to paint, and then I hold like a fucking just a really bright flashlight, that flashlight's going to show me a lot more. Granted, if I hold them back at a distance, you don't want to get too close, because then you just wash out all the defects, and then it looks like nothing's there when there actually is. But if I hold them maybe like 5 feet back from the panel, the flashlight's going to show more defects simply because of the shape of the light. It's weird. I don't know the science behind it. I don't understand why it works that way, but it just seems to be the case that when you use a circular or round light, you will see those sand scratches. And to me, the way I think of it is like, hey, the sun is a round ball in the sky. I should probably use a round light when I'm looking at my sanding scratches, because the test I'm trying to pass is the sun test whenever I'm polishing. That's my mindset with it. And so I'm gonna use a light that reflects the sun when I'm polishing. So I'm looking into that light, and it'll show me what needs to be dug out, where I need to focus my polishing at. And for anyone who's wondering where I got the headlamp from, I got it from Harbor Freight. It's just the Braun neck light, but I just throw it over my ears, so it like sits right by my temples, and so it's just following eye level. Wherever I'm looking, that's where the light's at, and I can just dig there. 91 degrees, so it must have been my temperature after polishing, and the rest of the panel must have been 68. Holy shit. So this is definitely a colder day. So what's that? Almost a 30-degree jump, huh? I mean, at least we're not above. I mean, whenever I'm polishing, my goal is not to be over 110, but I will say almost a 30-degree difference. That's kind of hot. It's kind of hot. I would like that to be a little lower, but at least it's not over 110. I think that's probably the big thing for me. Once you start getting to 110, that's when you're getting into paint swell. So as long as we're below that. However, you don't want to create massive temperature difference, massive temperature spikes in, a small area, where, like, again, the whole panel's 70 degrees, and you're getting, like, this one section up to, like, 105. It might stress the panel. That might stress the paint out a bit. It might stress the panel out. So, but in any case, yeah, just feeling temperatures now with the back of my hand, just trying to feel if it's warm, if it's cool. Controlling heat's a big thing for me, because, again, if you can control heat, I mean, you can put less stress on the paint work that's probably one of the biggest things. But also, you don't have to worry as much about, hey, when's it coming back? When them scratches coming back? Because you know that you leveled it effectively without having to fluff it up, basically. That's my mindset with that. I didn't come up with it. I got to give shout out to the KXK guys, Gloss U, for, sharing the good information. Shine Doc, all those guys, man. Keys Touch, all of them, they really preach a lot about heat control. What's that, 82? So that's better. Not as big of a jump. And, I like having one of those thermometer guns, because sometimes you think you might be keeping it cooler than you really think, and you shoot at that panel, and you get your reading, and real quick you'll be like, okay, I'm kind of not controlling my heat as much as I thought I was, and then you dial yourself in a little bit. I always keep one of them on my carts because it's just helpful to, again, not get carried away with heat, because I want a true leveling process. I don't want to be fluffing and fucking shit off. I want to make sure that when I'm cutting, and so, but yeah, man. I wish I would have got a video of what this door looked like before, because this would have been a much better, like, I'm looking at it now and I know, I'm like, man, this looks good. But I'm also like, man, I wish I could show you what it looked like before, because that would have been the money shot. I'm going to try to do more of that with some of these videos, is just give you guys a look at what it is before and then what it is after, so you guys understand exactly what it is that I'm trying to correct. Anyways, video's about to end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.